Welcome back to our series where we explore the characters of Shades of Manhattan 3 and explain what is good, what is bad, how the best recommended ways they should be played, and what you can do with them. Now, today we're talking about the protagonist, the main event himself, Snow. He is actually quite balanced in this game, very beginner friendly. Although he is a charged character, he's very much a good way to welcome people into this world and understand the abilities of what this game can do and understand what the characters can do. His best options against a lot of people is pretty much just being patient and capitalizing once he can. Like, you'd be surprised how much mileage you can get from just being honest with your play. Which a lot of characters like Wildstar, for example, give him trouble just because of the fact that, well, look at her. But if you use his high and low shike shots and use as an advantage to keep the opponent at bay, you can use his EX elevation. It's a very good invul move. Cause knockdown does really good damage. I just got to get back into the swing of things. And the main move I want to talk about is his sidekick, which can be done in the air and can be used to keep opponents at bay if used properly. But if you don't, well, this happens. Whoops. Watch out for that guard breaker. Oh, didn't mean to sit there. Yep, that's gonna cost me. So when she does that roll attack at you, you just want to jump. The EX one is a grab, whereas the other ones are either high or low. Jumping seems to be the best option because of the fact that you can block it and punish it on the way down, or you can just jump over and punish the whiff, because if that move doesn't hit, it's very unsafe for her. Also, Snow is one of two characters with a double jump. You can use that to redirect your positioning in the air like that. You know, as long as you do it right, you should be okay. And catching rolls is very important with him. So, like I said, a little bit of patience will get you a long way with Snow against the barrage that some of these other characters can do. It may seem like you're overwhelmed, but as long as you keep it cool and don't panic, you will find that opponents go down often on their own. All you gotta do is just push the chair. Watch out for those overheads. They come out decent enough on their own for you to react to them. The only time you should always be holding up back. Well, not up back, just holding back without crouching if you see them even leave the ground. It's the best way to get around it. And once again, catch that roll. There are a lot of defensive options in this game. Well, not really. Depends on the character. But rolling is one of the most biggest ones, but it's important to remember that roll has iframes at the beginning against throws. It's about 3 frames. Ignores everything. The rest of it ignores all attacks, but they can be thrown. And the last part of it is not invulnerable at all. So be very careful how you're gonna roll, because Snow can catch it pretty easily. Whoa. Exile's very strong in this game now. But, again, if you use that patience, so other characters are a bit more aggressive in terms of their approach, whereas Snow, he gets his biggest damage from just getting in where he fits in and making you do things that he wants you to. A lot of conditioning works best with this character. Oof. Gotta watch out for that overhead. It can lead to bad things happening like that.
It's all or nothing. Fight. Elevation. Psych shot. Psych shot. Psych shot.
Just gotta keep it nice and simple. He does have bigger combos, but the important of this game is knowing when you should and should not do them.
Get out of my head, man.
You know me too well, old friend. Get ready. Fight.
So, if you've seen my video on Sabotage, you should already know what he's capable of. It's pretty dangerous in the right hands. But you can keep him in bay if you keep him guessing.
Try using your brain next time. No turning back. Fight. Elevation. Elevation. Psych shot.
Don't worry about the system sound you're hearing. I forgot to mute something, and I'm gonna do it in next match. But I was trying to keep this as one recording, so that way I don't have to worry about random themes playing like in the other one, where we had Ken themes show up. So EX Psychic is very good at keeping people at bay. It's one of it. Well, it's one of his two reversals. That's his other one. Oof. You gotta watch out for that.
It's all or nothing. Fight.
Because other characters want to be so aggressive, it's very easy to just, pay attention to how they're reacting and punish accordingly. Whoops. Trying to go for his command normal. His hopping knee attack, which can be used to corpse hop. And force a left-right mix-up. Ooh. Okay. Wow, you got schmicks there. So the universal overhead, they seem a lot more dangerous than they are, but most characters have to wait for it to hit late to get anything off of it, or they can't keep telegraphing it, or you can probably call it out. Ooh. Roll punishing is very, very, very important in this game. And that's why I need to do better. Oh, thought I'd be able to get the meaty. Never ever do that to me. Ooh, nice.
One, two,
No turning back. Fight. Elevation.
So if you are not guarding when you get hit by a guard breaker, you're just put into this little stance where you're like kind of dizzy, but they cannot combo you. So don't look at it as, oh, if I hit with this, it's a free hit no matter what. It's not. In fact, depending on what you do, you can be punished yourself even if you manage to land a guard breaker if they weren't blocking, because it leaves you at exactly 0.
how do you like this?
Ooh, overhead me. You also could do that to punish rolls as well. I didn't really talk much about the supers, but both of them are projectiles. They're very good at what they do. So the hard kick version of his sidekick can be used as a combo starter, but you can't really combo into it. So it's really more of a frame trap or a punish if you call it out, but it's very risky as you can see there. Oh. Yeah, you gotta be very careful. I'm hoping not to spend too much time here. So I'm gonna get rid of him now. So as you may notice, this launcher does not have that much space to it, and that's because it's meant to be used in specific scenarios. Like, for example, if you catch the roll, they're going to be a lot more closer to you than before. Ooh. Nice. And the way desperation moves work in this game is the more power you have, the stronger they are. Like at full meter, they also have they have enough iframes for you to get the whole thing out without having to worry about getting hit or traded with. Whereas if you got half of your meter, you don't have as much iframes, and if you have no meter or under half, then you'd be lucky if you get any iframes at all. Because desperation moves are not get out of jail free cards at all. And that's using the sidekick to get around people's expectations of what you're gonna do. You also can use EX sidekick as a very good reversal to stop a lot of things that's going on. Like if he's constantly doing his jukes.
How do you like this?
Ooh. Oof. I did not mean to do that. That just cost me everything. Yeah. So the AI at the heart is, as I said before, is designed to let you know just what it is your character is good at and give you a challenge so you can know as you're using your character what you should do. Like, they're not just here to beat you up, they're also here to teach you what you're doing wrong and what happens when you don't do things right. Wow, I dropped the button. Ah! Yep. Yep.
No turning back. Fight. Sight shot. Sight shot. Sight.
That move is an overhead, so if you block it low, you'll be fine.
It's all or nothing. Fight. Elevation. Side kick.
That's the best way to block. That's EX side kick.
Side kick. Side shot. Side shot. Side kick. Side kick.
Ooh.
It's over. Side shot. Side.
Ah, nice. Okay.
Fight.
This matchup isn't as hard as I'm making it look, I promise. I just have to be a better snow player.
Side kick. Side kick. Elevation. Send it. Side kick. Side kick. Side. Elevation.
So this sweep has a lot of range. That's why it's one of my favorite buttons to just throw out, because you can get a lot out of it.
Side kick.
How do you like this?
Elevation. Side kick. Side kick. Side shot.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh.
How do you like this?
Again, if you're gonna go for that overhead, you need to be very careful,
It's over.
because if I have that on deck, I'm gonna use it.
Young, come get you some. Get ready.
So Adamus is pretty straightforward in this matchup. Like I said, be wary of his armor, and understand that he wants you to challenge him.
Side kick. Side kick. Elevation. Elevation. Side kick.
I'm alright. Try to throw out the desperation. It's very important not to lean too heavily on it, because if it doesn't come out when you think it will, it's going to cost you everything.
Side kick. Side kick. Take that, you jerk. Elevation. Elevation. Sight shot.
Oh.
KO.
So Adamus is one of the few characters that if he spaces his overhead just right, he can actually combo out of it. Or I should have said link after it.
Side kick. Elevation. Side kick. Elevation. Sight shot. Side kick. Sight shot. KO.
So what he lacks in big damage, he makes up for in a lot of setups and forcing of things he wants you to do.
Elevation. Sight shot.
The rare back roll. Oh fuck. That almost worked. I'm not sure what happened there. So Castle, this matchup is very, very, very particular. A lot of things can go wrong, as usual with Castle. So, like that. Oh. Sometimes the good old jab will get you out of a lot of trouble. And if you're confused about that meter thing that on there, if you get the first hit, you get a free EX. So it's very important to win that first scramble. Christ. Oh, Castle, he hits like a truck. So if you see that sometimes he doesn't get the anti-air grab, it's because one version of that does not give him enough advantage to link that, while the other one does. So you don't want to leave him full screen because he's just going to do that. When he fortifies, all bets are off. Baiting the anti-air grab can get you a lot, so it's important to know when you should and shouldn't jump. Oh, shouldn't have just been standing there. Good. Oh.
It was always gonna be me who stopped you.
Don't flatter yourself. You're nothing in the grand scheme.
Now, some of my playthroughs can last a while, depending on how I do and who am I fighting. Especially if they're douchebags supreme like King Kelly is. Yep, that's Kane Kelly.
All or nothing. Fight. Get ready. Destroy it.
Wow. That was very smart. That was all of my meter. I might be dead. Yep. So his desperation move is a grab. And because of that, you should be very careful if he has it.
Fight. Elevation. Sidekick.
That was 3 overheads in a row. I just blocked. It'd be like that. Almost a perfect round. Wow.
No turning back. Fight. Elevation. Sight shot.
In on this thing.
It's all or nothing.
I guess if your desperation's fast enough, you actually can combo off a raw hit, guard breaker. I mean, at the end of the day, you should never get hit by it. You have so many ways to get around it. You can roll, you can just jump. So I threw that one all the way. I don't even know what happened there.
Fight. Elevation. Elevation. Sight shot. Elevation. Sight shot. Elevation. 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 Sight shot. Sidekick. Sidekick. Sight shot.
Yeah, it can be like, oh my god, stop it.
Sight shot.
Oh, I thought I was gonna catch the roll, but I did it way too early. Way too early.
Fight. Sidekick. Sight shot. Sidekick. Sidekick.
Nice. I'm not even upset with that punish. But it's okay because he didn't have much power and now he doesn't have it anymore. So he's a lot less of a threat when you let him get it out of the way.
It's all or
I need to be using standing hard kick more. It has a lot more range. And because Snow is such a middle ground character, it's not like you need to know these long optimal punishes.
My pleasure.
You can just do what you need to do and get in and get out. You know? Look at that. Like, it's a very, very, very good button that I have not been using as much as I should. So while he's at level 1, which he only levels up by getting hit or doing his level 2, a lot of his stuff isn't as intimidating. His damage is lower, but as you can see, suddenly things look a little more dangerous. Oh god, he's probably at level 5 now. So using the EX absorption, which he has, gives him 2 levels. Oh fucking hell. Yep. So that's what happens when he gets to level 5. That's why you don't want that to happen. Things will go south very quickly. Yeah, doing frame traps is often also a bad idea because he wants that. But now here's a fight against the big boy himself. Hopefully this goes as fast as it did when I was using Sabotage. Because I have a lot more at my disposal. Did that way too late. Oh my god. So the Maru does a lot of damage, especially in boss mode. So oof. Ow. I mean, I guess he can do all of that.
Fight! Elevation! Psych shot! Side kick! Elevation! Elevation! Psych shot! Elevation!
Good.
Elevation! Psych shot! Side kick! No turning back. Fight! Elevation! Elevation! Side kick!
That move can be very good at locking you in. That was a lot of damage there.
Psych shot. Tombstone. KO. It's all or nothing. Fight. Elevation. Psych shot. Side kick. Side.
So that move has armor on it. Oh. And that's Snow. Pretty straightforward character, very good starter, balanced all around. Because of that, don't have to worry about big damage combos or high execution things. Just, you know, just play him how you feel comfortable. Know that you're gonna do okay no matter what. And that's another playthrough. Join us next time where we deal with the next character of who I don't remember who's next, but we're gonna do it.